Hello dear learners, welcome to my video lesson. As usual, we are going to study some subject like fundamentals of scientific research work, and today's topic is referencing in literature review. So today's plan, what is referencing, literature review, and the third one is Crosswalk's 5 steps to conduct a literature review. According to these three plans, we are going to conduct our video lesson. So, as you know, referencing is one of the most important steps of conducting your scientific research work. As, uh, as usual, so every scientist or researcher puts the first function or objective to conduct his or her own research work basing on some initial ideas or opinions or theories of scientists that have researched this field or certain topic. So what is referencing? Referencing provides full details of all sources cited in the dissertation or your research work. So it is like the basic instruction of your conducting research work. And every reference should include published book or articles, book chapters, technical reports, web sources, and etc. It means every researcher, before doing his or her research work, have to take like data collection, and this data collection can cover everything: books, articles, or technical reports, diaries, or web sources. And referencing should list alphabetically by author name, name of first author, in the case of work with co-authors, if there are more than two authors. Make sure you understand the university regulations on plagiarism. Because it is strictly banned plagiarize on ideas. If you want to use one's theories or opinions about your thing, you have to show the source or the author of this statement. And referencing consults your department guidelines for more on referencing style. So, what is literature review? According to Crosswell, a review of the literature is a written summary of journal articles, books, and other documents that describe the past or current topics, statements, or information, organizes the literature into topics and documents, and a need for a proposed study. And it is taken from Crosswell's ideas, and you can see some page. It is taken from page 79. It is also one way of not plagiarizing one's idea already. Literature review is a presentation, classification, and evaluation of what other researchers have written on particular subject. So, the literature review is defined as a broad, comprehensive, in-depth, systematic, and critical review of scholarly publications or unpublished scholarly print materials, audiovisual materials, and personal communications. So Miriam gave the following definition to literature review in 1988, and it is as following. So literature review as an interpretation and synthesis of published work. As you see, it is synthesis of published work. And if we speak about the structure of literature review, you can see the following statements. So there is not one ideal structure for your literature review, so talk your guide about this. Consider whether you wish to organize your literature review chronologically, thematically, or by development of ideas, or it's up to you. It may be a combination of this. So make sure that you always explain your structure, for your reader, and have a clearer narrative. It means you have to be understandable. So now you can see 3 stages at which a review of the literature is needed. The first one, an early review. The second one is review during the period of your research. It means ongoing review. The third one is review at the stage of preparing your final report. So how literature review will help you in your proposed research? It will clarify the conceptual issues of your research related to the area. It means it is up to the researcher to clarify, to identify the issues of the topic. It will help you to learn about research design for your research. It is an opportunity to persuade your examiner that your research is relevant, worth doing. It means it is like a message, and it is like an opportunity or chance to insist others to believe. So your points or your ideas about the given topic. And the next one, it will give you insight to contribute something new in your subject area. So here you can see across those 5 steps to conduct literature review. Step 1, identify key terms. It means you have to extract keywords from your title. Remember, you may decide to change the title later. Or to identify key terms using the following addresses or site address. The next one, step 2, locate literature. And use academic libraries. Do not limit your research or search to an electronic search of articles. Use primary and secondary sources. A primary source is research reported to the researcher that conducted the study. So here I want to give you some examples for primary and secondary sources. So primary source, it is like maybe it is given from the diaries of famous people or common people, or some mathematical notes of bookkeepers. And the next one, so step 3, critically evaluate selected literature. Rely on research journal articles published in national journals. Prioritize your search. First look for referred journal articles, then non-referred articles, then books, then conference papers, dissertations, so theses, and then papers posted to websites. Look for research articles and avoid as much possible opinion pieces. It means you have to examine research articles. You have to read it carefully, and you have to avoid some similar opinions in one research work. Blend qualitative and quantitative research in your review. You know, qualitative, it is like verbal, and quantitative, it is statistical, or some numerical facts about your research. Step 4, organize the literature. Create a file or abstract system to keep track of what you read. Each article you read should be summarized in one page containing. Or if you want to publish in some kind of journals, they also have their open formats. Title. Use APA to type the title so that you can later copy-paste this into the references section of your paper. Source, journal, article, book, glossary, or etc. So, a research problem, 1 or 2 lines will suffice, it is enough. Step 5. Summarize the literature in table or concept map format. So, according to Galvin, and he recommends building tables as a key way to help you overview, organize, and summarize your findings. The first one, you can create the table using the table feature within Microsoft Word. The second one, you can create it initially in Excel. The third one, the advantage of using Excel in that it enables you to sort your findings according to a variety of factors. For example, sort by date and then by author, sort by methodology, then date, summary of research results. Now you can see some references. In order to find some extra information about today's theme, you can refer to the following references like Roosevelt Educational Research, Planning, Conducting and Evaluation, Quantitative and Qualitative Research. The second is Tyler, Writing Literature Review. And here you can see some websites or online sources that will help you to enrich your knowledge about the given topic. What is data, data collection, and data collection methods? And we will talk about secondary data collection methods, primary data collection methods, and we will conclude at the end of our lesson. So let's discuss about data. What is data? Data is factual information such as measurements, statistics, used as a basis for reasoning, discussion, or calculation. The second definition is the following. Data, it is an information in digital form that can be transmitted or processed. Data collection, it is like information output by a sensing device or organ that includes both useful and irrelevant and redundant information and must be processed to be meaningful. All these definitions are derived from Merriam-Webster dictionary. So let's look to some formats of research data. So it can be like documents, text, MS Word, spreadsheets, lab notes, notebooks, field notebooks, diaries, questionnaires, transcripts, surveys, code books, experimental data, films, audio, video, tapes or files, photographs, images, file, or sensor readings, test response, artifacts, specimens, physical samples, models, scripts, content, analysis, so focus group recordings, interview notes. So data collection, what is it? It is a process of collecting information from all the relevant sources to find answers to this research problem, test the hypothesis, and evaluate the outcomes. And before you begin conducting or collecting data, you need to consider the aim of the research, the type of data that you will collect, the methods and procedures you will use to collect, store, and process the data. To collect high-quality data that is relevant to your purposes, follow these 4 steps. The first one, define the aim of research. Before you start the process of data collection, you need to identify exactly what you want to achieve. You can start by writing a problem statement. What is a practical or scientific issue that you want to address and why does it matter? Next, formulate 1 or more research questions that precisely define what you want to find out. Depending on your research questions, you might need to collect quantitative and qualitative data. So what is quantitative data and what is qualitative data? Let's discuss these expressions. Qualitative data is expressed in words and analyzed through interpretations and categorizations. So quantitative data is expressed in numbers, graphs, and analyzed through statistical methods. So step 2, choose your data collection method. So every researcher should identify his or her own data collection method. So it depends or it bases on the data you want to collect. Decide which method is best suited for your research. So experimental research is primarily a quantitative method. Interviews, focus groups, and ethnography are qualitative methods. Surveys, observations, archival research, and secondary data collection can be quantitative or qualitative method. Carefully consider what method you will use to gather data that helps you directly answer your research questions. Step 3. Plan your data collection procedures. When you know which methods you are using, you need to plan exactly how you will implement them. What procedures you will follow to make accurate observations or measurements of the variables you are interested in. Step 4. Collect the data. Finally, you can implement your chosen methods to measure or observe the variables you are interested in. So here you can see two categories. Data collection methods can be divided into categories: primary methods of data collection and secondary methods of data collection. So primary data collection methods can be divided into two groups: quantitative and qualitative methods. So let's discuss about them. Quantitative data collection methods are based in mathematical calculations in various formats. Methods of quantitative data collection and analysis include questionnaires with closed-ended questions, methods of correlation and regression, mean, mode, and median, and others. Quantitative methods are cheaper to apply, and they can be applied within shorter duration of time compared to qualitative method. Moreover, due to a high level of standardization of quantitative methods, it's easy to make comparisons of findings. Qualitative research methods, on the contrary, do not involve numbers or mathematical calculation. Qualitative research is closely associated with words, sounds, feelings, emotions, colors, and other elements that are non-quantifiable. Qualitative studies aim to ensure greater level of depth of understanding, and qualitative data collection methods include interviews, questionnaires with open-ended questions, focus groups, observation, game or role-playing, or case studies. Your choice between quantitative and qualitative methods data collection depends on the area of your research and the nature of research aims and objectives. So, secondary data. It is a type of data that has already been published in books, newspapers, magazines, or journals, or online portals. There is an abundance of data available in these sources about your research area in business studies, almost regardless of the nature of the research area. Therefore, publication of an appropriate set of criteria to select secondary data to be used in the study plays an important role in terms of increasing the level of research validity and reliability. So, what is the difference between reliability and validity? Reliability and validity are both about how well a method measures something. Reliability refers to the consistency of a measure, whether the results can be reproduced under the same conditions. Validity refers to the accuracy of a measure, whether the results really do represent what they are supposed to measure. So here you can see some tests. You can check your knowledge. So here you can see research data can take many forms depending on the academic area in which research is being conducted. Using the definition that is followed would not qualify as an example of research data. You have 5 options and you can choose one of them. The next one. And let's check your answer. The first, so the second one, data typically falls within one of 2 categories, qualitative or quantitative. Which of the following are examples of qualitative data? Here you can see 5 options. It is your choice which one to choose. And here you are the answers. So the first one was E, and the second one, the correct answer is A. You will discuss the answers and you can see the differences between them. So thank you for your attention. It was all that we were planned before our video lesson, and I'll be grateful for you to take your attention, and goodbye. Have a nice day.